a lot of people wouldn't consider this being slavery, but this is slavery. And you live in a country and a society now, it's child abuse. But when you're young like that, you don't know anything any different. So I went to live with this place, and he had a big property. And funny enough, yeah, he enrolled me into school. But this is how I got to live there. So my stepdad came, he brought me down. He brought me down to the country, and he's basically said to me that if I want to stay here for a couple of weeks. But I saw other kids, I was like excited. I was like, yeah, I will stay. So 2 weeks stayed, passed, and he didn't return. 2 years later, I was still there. But during that 2 years, I never knew the experience of sitting around a dining table, unless people are visiting. And when they do visit, I'll get a chance. I never know how to use a knife or fork. I was a spoon guy. I basically was treated like an animal because in the mornings I would have to wake up in the mornings early, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I have to do house chores, yard chores before I even go to school. Now school is like 5 to 6 miles away, right? And I have to go to school, and it's like we have to walk to school. But there was another kid there, and he was basically adopted as well, so we kind of gelled, So, the guy had his kids who basically did nothing, and then you had me and the other kid that did basically everything. So we'd have to clean goat pens on the weekends. We'd have to do gardening. We're young. We're like 5, 6, 7. That's 2 years of doing that. 5, going 5 going on 6, and 6 going on 7. And this guy never really, give us anything. Fed us when he felt like, we had to find ways of feeding ourselves by climbing over fences and picking mangoes from other people's property, where we nearly get shot at one point. I had a shotgun held to my head because I was trespassing. So because I was the nephew, obviously, of this gentleman, that's why I was safe, because I didn't get shot. That's the first a gun was ever held to my head when I was about 87. The gun was held to my head, and from, there's a time where, this guy would even do stuff like you beat you almost every day. Frustrated as he is, he beats you every day. So I always get beaten. Always. There's times when we don't even bathe for like 3 months. Because we don't have anywhere to shower. We have nowhere to use the toilet. We have to use the bushes for toilet and use the leaves to wipe our bum. I've done that for 2 years straight. Never know what toilet paper look like. I use books and all these things. Funny enough, I use his magazines. I use his magazines and use as a toilet paper. So we use the toilets in the bushes, dig a hole and use it and cover up like we're dogs. So it was a hard life, every day we'd get like the same kind of food, Sprat, pretty much, he would go out and buy Kentucky for his kids and eat the leftover that they finished eating and all that, they would spit it and put in the plate, and then that's what they sent you. But let me tell you something, it's the best taste chicken I ever tasted. And I said to myself, one day I will have my own Kentucky, I have my Kentucky I can eat. Now I have all the Kentucky I can eat, and I don't even want Kentucky anymore. I'm tired of eating Kentucky. You know what I mean? So it's funny how a lot of people out there thinking they had a hard life and say they've been through this, they've been through that. But people had their mom and dads, they had the mom there, the dad there, who's there for them, supporting them, everything like that. And, I ran away from home twice, because of how I was treated. Getting beaten every day wasn't really part of the plan. Ran away twice, but then, I run so far until it gets so late, it's too dark to see, so I would run back. On the way back, I can't see. I have to be catching fireflies and put them into bottles, using that as not a guide light, but just to feel like there's a light, So I'm walking through cows that's walking on the street at night, and I'm walking through this field. It was hard. Being chased by donkeys and for a donkey. You know, being cut up through fences, barbed wire. I've got scars on my body. We have to fly through fences trying to run away from a bull. You know, so it sounds like a story not for a kid, but you got kids out there, man. Look at maybe Jungle Book. I was like Jungle Book when I was young. But anyways, the day when my uncle cut my finger and my nail raised, he left me in the driveway after 3 minutes later getting stung by a scorpion, which I later killed. So the scorpion that stung him, I wish I could have kept it as a pet, but you know, scorpion, they're predators. So I killed it, and I had to try to heal myself. I cut off my finger here with my nail flicking up. No hospital. Don't get taken to hospital. I'm bleeding. I get knocked over at school. You know, burst my head, my forehead, got scars. You know, a lot of things happen. You know, you should get beaten up all the time, and you wonder, you know, you get beaten up at school, and you get beaten up at home, and you're thinking, what's the point? You know. But then I realized that these are where I got my strength from, you know. Getting beaten up all the time was part of learning. I survived it. You know, even when I was in this country, I got beaten from a teacher as well because I was always late from doing chores in the yard, you know what I mean? You know, I used to have to rub this thing on my body called COVID, they call it. I don't know if it's COVID, but COVID, they call it, you know? It's like sting on the kid, they call it here in the UK, but it's COVID, it makes your skin itch, so when it beats you, it's like it's taking away the itch, so it feels nice, you know? So I rub it all over my body, and the times I was paying rent to sleep on my bed, when I was about 5, 6, 7, I was paying rent, so I get money to go to school. I didn't have any shoes. I would go to school barefooted. And I had to give my shoes for rent. My bag I had to give for rent because my cousins, which is related to, you know, my step family, yeah, basically I had to pay them to sleep on their bed. If I didn't pay them, I would sleep in the closet. And there would be mosquitoes in the closet, like 100 of them, just singing in my ear like, and it was very hard, you know, to sleep, you know. So I'd be morning, wake up, there's loads of blood all over my face. I'm practically boxing myself all night, you know. So I end up decided I'm gonna try and save my money to run away, you know. So the suitcase I had to pad it, and I slept in it, you know, because I had to pay rent. You know, I'm thinking, now let me just sleep. Wake up one morning, they actually zipped me up inside the suitcase. Lucky they didn't put on a lock. I had a panic attack. I was like, what's this? I thought I was in a dream, and I can't wake up from the dream, and I felt trapped and everything. And I was like, ah. And then my little toe kind of catch a zip, swing it around. I had to take a knife and cut off the lid of the suitcase. You know what I mean? So this time I got a bed. So I slept in a suitcase for a while. You know, because I didn't want to give them money. But there was one time I was asleep and the house was on fire. And everyone ran out the house and basically left me in the building. I got woken up by water falling on my face from the fire hose. I could have died from the smoke. I could have died from anything in my sleep, but someone was protecting me. I even loved it in there because there was a season called crab season. I don't need to go crab bush. A lot of people go crab bush and waste their time. The yard I was in, you could see 20 crabs. And when I got down there, I had my dog Shine. He was with me as well. My dog Shine would walk me to school, and he would sit outside school until school is finished, and he walked me back home. A lot of people realize that the dog is too loyal to me. You know, them police dogs, German Shepherd, they're good dogs, you know, because Jesse and Ocean died, you know. So one day I don't know if they tricked me or whatever, but they asked me to go somewhere with them. I had to leave the dog behind. I came back and, you know, Shine was dead. He was poisoned. You know, he was bleeding. It was the saddest day of my life, you know. You know, and I ended up having a friend as well, you know, which was my sister. I didn't know she was my sister. She was someone I met in the school. You know, she used to feed me. She give me half her dinner. I go over to her house because it's just across the street. Being age 7 doing this, you know, that's a lot of for one man, you know. So she feed me, you know, and everything. Later on, found out that she's my stepdad's daughter. And when she moved in, you know, I was so happy when I saw her. I was like, what? You know, I say, I can't believe it. You know, I didn't know they were related. So she used to feed me, so I learned sharing from her. I learned fighting from her. She fed me in school many times. I thought she wanted to be my girlfriend, but she was my stepdad's daughter. We were the same age, turning 8 when my mom came and picked me up. The life I had was very hard, and you know, at age 7 going on 8 now, the lady who adopted me returned, and she came and she picked me up at school. You know, I felt like I was rescued. You know, but before she got picked me up, so as my mom came, she was like, "I'm here to take you back to the city," and I'm like, "Okay." I thought she was coming to rescue me for good, and I'm like, "Yeah, she's gonna take me to America. I'm gonna be happy. It's good." Anyway, she came back. She asked me where's my clothes. I told her I ain't got no clothes. She's like, "Well, I sent you a couple clothes." I said, "In the past," I said, "I didn't receive them."